Hey Cozy Crew, welcome back to my channel. This is Jessica with Stay Cozy Creative Co. and today I'm going to talk through how I made this baby blanket. So I made it for some friends and my first step was to figure out what colors I wanted to use. I knew I needed at least 3 colors and I had so many to choose from, but I finally decided on this really pretty olive color. I thought it would ground the blanket with kind of a nice natural looking color, and then I added this dusty lavender because they're having a baby girl and this is just one of my favorite colors of yarn that I have. And then I chose cream to have a lighter neutral color to kind of tie it all together. Since I'm working with chenille yarn, I also needed my lighter to help fuse the ends, and then I think I was ready to get started. I started this blanket on a Friday night, so I apologize for the low lighting, but I began each of my granny squares in the center with the cream color, and then I used the dusty lavender for the petals. And I ended up having 9 total, and I thought that this would make a really good baby blanket size, not too small, but something that their little girl could grow into and use even when she's a toddler. My next step was to fuse all of the pieces on the back so that there were no loose ends showing, and this was the next morning, so thankfully the lighting is going to be a lot better. And it was time for my lighter, and you can see here that the front and back both look very finished, and I needed to do this with each of my 9 circles right now. So I'm going to show you how I finish off the ends on the back side of my pattern. So here you can see I'm trimming off the excess yarn because you really don't need long strands at all, and I kind of just trim them so that they will meet right next to each other. And then you take your lighter and you're going to light each of the ends of yarn so that they're actually flaming a little bit. So this chenille yarn kind of has like plastic in the center, and it's a polyester yarn, so it lights very easily. And then you just want to gently kind of push those centers together until they fuse, and once it cools off, then it stays and it's nice and secure. So you do want to be careful that you don't burn your fingers. It's kind of like using a hot glue gun. You just have to be aware and don't touch the lip part right after you fuse them together. So I'm going to go ahead and also finish off the cream centers here. And so when I'm done, you can see that it's not quite as good looking as the front side of the pattern, but it is a lot more similar and you don't have any loose ends hanging off. So now I'm going to go to the outside and the final row of this sunflower granny square, which I should have mentioned is a pattern that I have available on my website. So I have a full video tutorial that's for sale on my website, and I walk you step by step through how to make each one of these squares. I originally used them to make a handbag, so you just make 2 squares and then piece them together. But since I've made blankets with this, I've also made a sweater and I've made several pillows, so it's really a versatile pattern. And here I'm actually referencing my pattern because it had been a while since I had done it and I was trying to remember how many stitches I needed. So it's very fun, and once you get the hang of it, it actually works out very quickly. When I'm done with this outside, I'm going to secure the ends just like I did with the other rows. And so I'm just trimming off the excess yarn and then grabbing my lighter to get those ends lit, and then I'm going to gently push them together. I usually kind of twist the yarn around so that they fuse right in the center. I've had people ask about that yarn becoming hard where it connects, and that can happen. So you kind of just want to make that connection point as small as possible. And here's my first finished square. I love it so much, and I went on to make 8 more for my 9 total. And here I was timing myself to see how long it took me to make that outside row, and it was just about 4 minutes. So as you can see, they add up pretty quickly, and here I have all 9 squares done. So let's estimate that each round or each row takes me 5 minutes. So let's say 15 minutes a square times 9 squares equals about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So obviously this might take you longer if you're brand new at this, or you might go quicker if you've done it before. But that's just kind of giving you an estimated time frame. And here I am starting to piece all of the 9 squares together. So I chose to use the cream to tie in that center piece of the flower, and I'm just going to do a very simple flat lace stitch all around the outside and in between each of the squares. I honestly couldn't remember what my strategy was the last time I made a blanket for doing the border so that it looked consistent all the way around, but I quickly remembered as I started in the corner of the square, went over, and then when I went up that first square, I connected it to the second square. And I apologize if you hear the thunder in the background. I'm recording my voiceover outside and it's getting ready to rain. So hopefully that's not too distracting. But here you can see that I am working my way completely around that first square while at the same time connecting that second and third square to it. So here I'm finishing off my ends in the corner, and I like to finish off my ends as I go. One, so that it's not a ton of work at the end of the blanket, but two, so that I don't forget any and have any loose ends that are sticking out. So I finished this one here, and now I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to work my way along that second square that I connected, and then I'm going to work up and around that so that I cover the remaining 3 sides. And then once I get to that corner, I'm going to make sure that the cream corners are connected so there's no gap, and then I'm going to work my way up and around that third square. And you can see here I've added a 4th square while I've added that border so that they are connected, and then I will continue to work my way up through the blanket. So here I was finishing my ends off. This is what I have done so far. And then here I'm going to work my way up the next side and the next square. So I'm going to keep working in this way, kind of like in a zigzag pattern, where when I start a new one, I complete a square while also adding a new square as I go. So here I only have one final corner left, and this is all the cream that I have left in that skein of yarn. So I'm hoping that it is just enough to finish up this corner of the blanket. And I literally made it exactly to the end, so it was the perfect amount needed, and I am just looping my yarn around to kind of make a faux stitch there so that it looks really nice and finished. And I'm going to trim off my excess yarn and secure it with my lighter, just like I have on all of my other yarn ends. You might have noticed that before I did that, I did loop my yarn end one time through one of those olive loops, and that was just extra precaution on my end, just to make sure that it didn't come loose and didn't come out. But honestly, I haven't had any issue with using the lighter yet, so it should be fine wherever you connect it. And it just started raining, so you might hear that in the background now, but I am under like a front porch overhang, so I'm not getting wet. But here I'm just finishing off my last yarn end. So if you're making a blanket, just make sure you don't have any loose ends before you're completely done. And here you can see the final blanket is so soft and so squishy looking. This will be perfect for my friends to lay their baby on top of until she's old enough to cover up with it. I used around 11 skeins total of chenille yarn, and it weighs about 6 pounds. And I just love the look of this, and I hope you guys do too. And like I shared, you can find this full video tutorial on my website, as well as over 25 chenille yarn colors at staycozyco.com. And until next time, stay cozy, creative, and kind.